stand with us for a moment of silence. Commissioner Jim Lance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Jim Lance. Next, I'd like to call upon the clerk for our roll call.
Commissioner Katarski-Smith.
Here.
Commissioner Lacoste.
Here.
Commissioner Lance.
Here.
Commissioner Morris.
Here.
Mayor Banky.
Here.
Commissioner Reynolds.
Present.
Commissioner O'Donnell.
Here.
Commissioner Simmons.
Here.
Vice Mayor Sophia.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. Next item on our agenda is proclamations and awards. And we have a proclamation for Meals on Wheels 2025. And I'd like to call upon Taylor Bethan, Director of Nutrition, Milestone Senior Services, to come forward, please. Welcome to Battle Creek. And I'd like to just turn it over to you for a little commentary on what the Senior Services organization that you participate in is all about.
Thank you for having me today. My name is Taylor Bentham. I am the Director of Nutrition for Milestone Senior Services. We serve Kalamazoo County and Calhoun County proudly. We have been doing Meals on Wheels for over 60 years now. So we do home-delivered meal programs and congregate programs. We serve those who are 60 and better. Those who are on our Meals on Wheels program, those are individuals who are homebound, so they can't leave their homes without assistance. So we are here to, deliver them a nutritious meal. Most of our routes are volunteer-based, so we have volunteers that come Monday through Friday. They come to our office over at the Cool Family Community Center around 10 a.m. We get all of them ready to go, and most of them are regulars for us, so they know their routes and the participants we serve very well, so they're able to speak about any other needs that they might have. And then our congregate programming is also for those 60 and better that live in Calhoun County. That is for anyone who's 60 or older, live in the county, and they can go to one of our sites and have a lunch on us. And it helps kind of promote socialization and trying to prevent isolation for our seniors that we serve. So if you're ever in the mood to volunteer, we're always looking for more. But this month is really a time where we spread awareness for the importance of the Meals on Wheels program, programming for seniors, volunteering with us, and just volunteering in general, and just us trying to get some fundraising as well for our programs.
What number should, if they're watching?
Yeah. You can call us at 269-382-0515. That is our main number. You will reach our customer service, and they'll pass you along to where you need to go.
Well, thank you very much, and I'd like to present this proclamation to you, and I will read it on my mayor's report this weekend. So if you're up bright and early at 7 a.m., you can listen to it.
All right. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to call all the women in the organization that would like to come forward, and we're going to present a proclamation for Women's Month. I've asked Commissioner Morris to lead us in this charge.
Whereas women of every race, class, and ethnic background have helped found the United States of America in countless recorded and unrecorded ways, and whereas women have played and continue to play a critical economic, cultural, and social role in every sphere of our nation's life, and whereas women of every race, class, and ethnic background have served as early leaders in the forefront of every major progressive social change movement, not only to secure their own rights and equal opportunity, but also in the abolitionist movement, the emancipation movement, the industrial labor union movement, and the modern civil rights movement. And whereas today women are active in local, state, and national government and are holding positions of office in unprecedented numbers, reminding us that we all follow in the footsteps of extraordinary women who fought for equality and for their voices to be heard. And whereas the City of Battle Creek is honored to celebrate local women in leadership roles, such as my fellow commissioners, our senior staff city employees, the W.K. Kellogg Foundation CEO, Battle Creek Public Schools Superintendent, and the CEO of the Battle Creek Chamber of Commerce, just to name a few. And whereas the National Women's History Alliance 2025 theme for Women's History Month is Celebrating Women Who Tell Our Stories, this theme reflects on women's rights progress and will include discussion on advancing the theme's goals and the call to action for membership. Now, therefore, on behalf of Mark Banke, Mayor of the City of Battle Creek, Michigan, I do hereby proclaim the month of March 2025 as National Women's History Month.
Thank you.
Next item on our agenda is a presentation by the president of the Delta Sigma Theta sorority, and I believe they have quite a bit of a organization here tonight, so feel free to come up and support. And I look forward to the presentation. Thank you, Gina.
Mayor Banke, City Commissioners, and neighbors of Battle Creek, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Gina Randall Mouton, and I am the current president of the Battle Creek Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority is a nonprofit organization of college-educated women committed to the constructive development of its members and to public service, with a primary focus on the Black community. It was founded on January 13, 1913, on the campus of Howard University by 22 dynamic women who began their journey with an act of social action as participants in the Women's Suffrage March of 1913. Over the last 112 years, the sorority has grown immensely, expanded internationally, and provided an extensive array of public service initiatives through our 5-point programmatic thrust, focusing on economic development, educational development, international awareness and involvement, physical and mental health, and political awareness and involvement. The Battle Creek Alumni Chapter has been serving the Battle Creek community since January 12, 1980, when 12 fierce women chartered the chapter. And at this time, most of them are already standing. Thank you. So you may be asking yourselves, why are we standing before you tonight other than to show you how good we look in red? Well, I'm glad you asked. The Battle Creek Alumni Chapter is asking the City of Battle Creek to rise with us. R, recognize our I, impact, and S, services that E, elevate the Battle Creek community. Over the last 45 years, our chapter has utilized the talents of our members to present programs under the 5-point programmatic thrust that educate, enlighten, and inform and encourage our community to set aspirations that some may view as implausible. In 2023, our chapter hosted a Black Business Expo and launched the first digitalized minority-owned business directory called the Red, Black, and Green Pages. We sponsored our first Summer Breeze Music Festival featuring vendors from the business directory in 2024 and added an element of physical and mental health by setting aside some time for dance lessons, laughter from the dance lessons, and a little cardio exercise. Under educational development, the chapter provides mentorship for young ladies in grades 6 through 12 through our Delta Academy and Delta Gems, Growing and Empowering Myself Successfully programs. These structured programs are offered to teens throughout the community at no cost and develop leadership skills, instill the need to excel academically, assist them in goal setting and planning for their future, and engage them in community service. We also provide a scholarship annually through the Battle Creek Community Foundation for a graduating senior that meets the requirements. Physical and mental health initiatives that deal with self-care and grief are located on our Facebook page, and you can expect more to come in the future as we continue to provide health education to our family, friends, and neighbors. And finally, just like our founders, political awareness and involvement is at the heart of everything we do. You have seen and will continue to see us engaging with the community, running for school boards and political offices so we can represent the voices of others that often feel silent or that their voices have fallen on deaf ears. We will educate the community on their voting rights by distributing current and accurate information so they can successfully register and cast an informed vote. Our list of programming continues, but for the sake of time, just know that we are committed to the education of ourselves first and then our community. So you see, it's simple. The Battle Creek Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority will continue to provide effective programming, guiding citizens to growth and success, whether it be in economic development, educational development, or political awareness and involvement. And we will challenge them to plan and set goals that are outside of the box. And as we strive to help the residents of Battle Creek thrive and reach higher heights, we implore you, the mayor and commissioners of the city of Battle Creek, to rise with us, recognize our impact and services that elevate the Battle Creek community. After all, we're all in this together, and it's better when we work together. When you have a moment, please take a look at our brochure that has been placed in your snack bags, and we hope the treats will give you a little nourishment as you work through the evening. Thank you for your time and your attention.
Thank you very much, Gina. And is there any of the charter members still members of your organization? Or?
They are not here this evening, but there are several that are still
That's
there.
great. And how many were there altogether?
There were 12 at
12.
that time, yes.
Wow. Well, congratulations. It was a very thorough and very timely presentation, and we appreciate it. And we look forward to next year's also.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item on our agenda is chair noting any added or deleted resolutions.
Yes, Resolution 87 was removed from the agenda.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Next item on our agenda is petitions, communications, and reports.
There were none.
Thank you very much. Next item on our agenda is public comment regarding any specific agenda item. This is limited to 4 minutes per individual. If you'd like to make public comment regarding any specific agenda item, please raise your hand, and we will acknowledge you to come forward to the podium. You will have 4 minutes to make your comments. Please state your name and address before your comment and indicate which agenda item you are speaking to. Are there any public comments at this time? Tim Elliott, did you say you wanted to get up? Thank you, Tim. I saw you move over there. Are there any public comments at this time? Yes, John Kennefick.
John Kennefick, 234 South Avenue. I'm going to be speaking solely on adoption of ordinances number 82. There was some curiosity questions, and I'll see if I can explain part of what I understand and what's going on here, but there is some questions that have been left unanswered. Basically, it's a development, a housing development over where the Kmart used to be. There are 96 units scheduled to be constructed. Half of them, 48, would be full-price rental units. They'd be charging as much as they can for what they can get. The other half, the other 48, will be for low-income housing. people that only have a percentage of their income going to that rent. Because of that, Resolution 82 is called the pilot program. And the project directors and the people that are running this don't feel that they should be taxed because 48 of their units are taking in less rent. So they're giving a cost per payment unit. Now that's interesting because I haven't yet been able to discover a couple of things that happened in the past for another unit called the Upholdings LLC. I'm not saying they're the same, but there may be an equivalent thing going on here. In regards to the matter of the low-income units of the 48 housing, I was concerned about what's called tax credits and who was providing them and what kind of benefit to the developer that was happening. And number two, I was provided a document and a request from the city manager, Ted Deering, who, thank you for replying, came up with the last sentence, which had sort of an alarm going off in my head. And the reason why the alarm was going off was because in the past, you might be able to get a percentage of your income and give that for low-income housing, but it says nothing about subsidizing the rest by some federal or government agency. So the taxpayers may or may not be paying for that, and it's not spoken here, but it does say the last sentence, the affordable housing units are being supported by a mortgage from MSHDA, the state. I do not know if the developer is utilizing any other federal resources to support that project at this time. So this is kind of an open question at this time. I will explain to you what happened about 4 years ago with Upholdings LLC. Upholdings LLC was an operation out of Illinois. They wanted to build 51 units between West Michigan and Van Buren over by Jordan Street. The commission at that time turned it down, but the information, the backup information, was very enlightening. Most of the money that was going to be spent for these 51 units was federal grant money. $3 million of that was going to Upholdings LLC. And just for your information, Upholdings LLC is trying to put a development over between Yuba and East Michigan, Yuba and Elm Street on East Michigan. So this is what kicked my curiosity into gear. So I'm just kind of wondering what is not being said. Will there be subsidized housing where the people doing this will get a discount on their taxes because they're only charging 30% of what that the person that's living there can pay, and they're hiding the other 70% that may be paid for by subsidized housing and the taxpayers? So this is why I bring this concern up to the citizens of Battle Creek and the two new city commissioners. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Are there any other public comments tonight? Are there any other comments? Seeing none? Next item on our agenda is adoption of ordinance 01-2025. Madam Clerk, when you're ready.
On November 7, 2023, the City Commission amended Ordinance 882.21, which consolidated two pilots for the Blue Light redevelopment project to take place at the former Kmart site at 200 Southwest Capitol Avenue. Under the 2023 amendment, construction was to commence by April 1, 2025, and a certificate of occupancy was to be issued by December 31, 2026. In addition, the development was to consist of 96 residential units, of which 48 were to be subject to the restrictions of the low-income housing tax credit program, and the remaining 48 were to be reserved for workforce housing. This ordinance adoption extends the construction and occupancy deadlines by 1 year to April 1, 2026 and December 31, 2027, respectively. This amendment also allows the Blue Light redevelopment project to create up to 96 residential units, at least 48 of which will be reserved for the low-income housing tax credit program, and with the remaining units reserved for workforce housing.
Move to adopt ordinance number 01-2025.
Support.
Been moved and supported to adopt ordinance 01-2025. Are there any comments by the commission? Seeing none, would you please vote on the adoption of ordinance 01-2025? Have to hand count?
No. I can, if you want. Okay. Commissioner Kotarski-Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner Lacoste?
Yes.
Thank you.
Adoption of ordinance 01-2025 has been approved. Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Next item on our agenda is commission comment regarding meeting business.
Move to approve consent agenda.
Support.
So moved and supported to approve the consent agenda. Are there any comments by the commission? Seeing none, would you please vote on the consent agenda? The consent agenda has been approved. Next item on our agenda is resolution number 85. Madam Clerk, when you're ready.
Resolution number 582, dated November 12, 2024, approved a contract with RAM Construction Services Incorporated in an estimated amount of $961,887, with unit prices prevailing for parking structure repairs. After work started on the site, it became apparent that the stairwells would need repairs and repainting as well. This resolution, if approved, authorizes a change order to contract number 2025-030B for Parking Structures Improvement Project with RAM Construction Services of Michigan Incorporated for painting the Hamlin Tower stairwells in a not-to-exceed amount of $121,749, with funding provided by the city's Downtown Development Authority.
Move to approve resolution number 85.
Support.
Been moved and supported to approve resolution 85. Are there any comments, questions, or concerns by the commission? Seeing none, would you please vote on resolution number 85? Resolution 85 has been approved. Next item on our agenda is resolution 86. Madam Clerk, when you're ready.
This resolution, if approved, accepts the lowest responsible bid for Brigden East and Emmett Township Tank Rehabilitation Project from L&T Painting Company Incorporated in a not-to-exceed amount of $186,680. The city manager or their designee is also authorized to approve change orders for up to 10% in aggregate for city-initiated and pre-approved changes for unforeseen field conditions that are not itemized in the contract.
Move to approve resolution number 86.
Support.
Been moved and supported to approve resolution 86. Are there any comments, questions, or concerns by the commission? Seeing none, would you please vote on resolution 86? Resolution 86 has been approved. Next item on our agenda is general public comment. If you'd like to make general public comment regarding matters over which the City Commission has control, please raise your hand and wait for us to acknowledge you to come forward to the podium. You'll have 3 minutes to make your comments. Please state your name and address prior to beginning your comment. Trustee, you're up. Thank you very much for being here.
Ryan Leonard, 149 Kistler Road, Emmett Township. I had so much fun speaking last time, I thought I'd come back for more. But I thought it might not be a bad idea to speak on items that concern both the city of Battle Creek and Emmett Township. And I know a lot of what goes on. The board doesn't necessarily, or the commission doesn't necessarily know a lot about. So what I'm here today to talk about is lift station number 38, which is part of Emmett Township sewer infrastructure that runs down Michigan Avenue. The sewer line runs basically from the casino on down Michigan Avenue, across Raymond Road and into City of Battle Creek. Lift station 38 is right near R&R Grill on Michigan Avenue, kind of across from Kimball Pines Park. That lift station is in severe need of repair. Our board has been working with engineers for a few months to get a plan on fixing that infrastructure. The problem is lift station 38 is at a very, very bad level of deterioration. Our township had just received word that the city of Battle Creek was just going to go in and do an emergency fix on that for approximately $200,000 and bill Emmett Township for that and give us, I can't remember if it was 60 or 90 days to pay that. My concern with that is that the big concern is the engineer's plan that we've been working on to fix our sewer infrastructure through that section, which is I guess part A of a very large sewer project, $40 million altogether. But part A is this particular lift station is in part A of that. The engineer's design to fix that problem there is to eliminate that lift station 38. So to me, it would be, and many of us, it would be a big waste of time and money for the city of Battle Creek and for Emmett Township to go in and do an emergency replacement of that lift station when just months down the road, the plan is to eliminate that lift station with the larger project being done. So I just wanted to bring all that to all your awareness, and so you're aware of it. The engineers and the attorneys are working behind the scenes on this already, and I'm sure if any of those are in the room, they probably know exactly what I'm talking about. But I just think it's important that the board knows about situations like this as well. I'm not here complaining. I'm not here saying there was any wrongdoing or anything along those lines. I just want to have open lines of communication on what's going on. I feel as an Emmett Township trustee, we need to be in good communication with the communities around us, and there's a lot that goes on, partnering that goes on between the city of Battle Creek and Emmett Township. And that's all I've got. Thank you.
Thank you, trustee, and we will ask for an update from our city manager. I'm sure they're working together with you, but speaking for the entire commission, I'm sure that our city manager will give us an update. Are there any other public comments? Autumn Smith, please.
Good evening, Autumn Smith, Battle Creek. I want to bring to your attention an incident that happened in Kalamazoo but directly affects the city of Battle Creek. In 2022, there was a gentleman that ran over and killed a woman in a Walmart parking lot. What you may or may not be aware of is he did an attempted murder here on Columbia Avenue, Meyer, on video, admitted it. We had a willing and cooperative witness, and no charges were pressed. Thankfully, he got convicted, but he ended up succeeding over in Kalamazoo County by killing a woman. So essentially, the message that we're being sent here in the city of Battle Creek is you can commit an attempted murder, premeditated, he admitted. He planned this out, wanted to do it out of anger of a breakup of an ex-girlfriend, had it on video at Meyer, willing witness, victim, I mean, you're almost attempted murder, ran over with a car, and nothing was done. Now, you might say, well, they got him in Kalamazoo, he got sentenced to, I believe it was 60 or 30, 40, pretty much a life sentence, years. But without the prosecution and proper things being done here in the city of Battle Creek, the attempted murder victim will not receive any justice. She's not entitled to crime victims compensation, rights, things like that. It's just supposed to be forgotten. So the message we're sending to the community is you can commit an attempted murder premeditated on video, admit it, and get away with it. Just take your killing and do it in another community. Don't do it here. But you can attempted murder premeditated on video, free of charge, and the Battle Creek police aren't going to do anything, and you're not going to be prosecuted. So no pun intended, but I would ask, please, for justice for that woman and victim, that we please follow the laws and make attempted murder illegal again. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Any other public comments at this time? Reese Adkins.
Good evening, Reese Atkins, 84 South 23rd Street. I come to you again today with the struggle of an eviction. I have made numerous phone calls to Community Action, to Neighborhood Inc., and I did make a phone call and actually go down to DHS to file paperwork to get help with the rent, just to be told that my eviction is not gone far enough and that they won't even talk to me or do anything. She said that the paperwork would be thrown away because I've not gone to court yet. I'm trying not to go to court and get this rent paid without even having it put onto my record. It's a shame that these organizations are telling people that the only way they will even help you is to go to court, get a summons from court that you've been evicted, which at that time the judge will only give you 10 days to do, to vacate your property, and then we'll help you, but we're going to take 10 to 15 days to make a decision. This makes no sense on how these laws and these communications are done when by that time the sheriff is knocking at your door saying you got to go or I'm putting you out. I mean, the city of Battle Creek gives funds, I know the state of Michigan gives funds, also and the federal does, but something needs to be done with the way that these companies are taking this funding that's supposed to be used to help people out, not put them out on the street, but to help them out and not tell them, well, you got to wait for this length of time before we even do anything, but yet we have funds sitting here that ain't doing anything, but we're going to let you be put out on the street first. It makes no sense on how these things are being done. Thank you.
Thank you, Reese. Any other public comment at this time? John?
John Kinnifick, 234 South Avenue. I'm going to be talking about 5 cost increases that are not only hitting, the first one is hitting all the citizens of the United States. Kamala Harris said back in her campaigning that food prices were too high and she was going to go after the people that gouge the citizens when food comes to the supermarkets. Well, in 2014, one of the biggest gougers of food prices back then was the government of was the federal government. I apologize for that. What they did in 2014 is they raised diesel fuel costs. And if you happen to pass a service station at any time, you will find that diesel fuel is the least expensive refined fuel that it costs. It costs less than regular fuel. But if you go and look at a service station, they're 20 to 30 cents more a gallon. And that affects everything, not just food, but anything that's transported by rail or by truck, and also farmers that use diesel fuel. Now, that's the first cost that's hitting the citizens of the United States. There are 4 costs right now that are hitting the citizens of Battle Creek and Michigan. The first 2 have to do with Battle Creek. As you probably already know, that TAC, the Transit Authority of Calhoun County, was passed. So the citizens of 4 municipalities within this county got a 2.66 mil increase. Your property taxes went up. But also food in every business within those same 4 municipalities also are going to be raising their prices because of those costs, like Myers gets to pay more taxes because of the 2.66 mils. Family Fare is going to pay more taxes. Aldi's is going to pay more taxes. Restaurants and businesses in those 4 municipalities are going to pay more taxes. That's the second cost increase. So when you go to do business or buy something, they're going to charge you more money because of the tax that the TAC is charging all businesses. 2 final cost increases. You may have noticed recently, and I mean very recently, that the assessor's office has given a 3.1 cost increase for all the citizens of Michigan, including Battle Creek and the other municipalities. Your property taxes are going up. So there's another cost increase that you get the privilege of paying. And the final one is the same thing as the second one, is also all businesses within the state of Michigan and also including the 4 municipalities, they're getting property tax increases outside of the TAC. TAC is also getting kind of a kickback, even though the millage is staying the same, because the taxable income is going up. And so everyone is going to get another cost increase for doing and going to stores for purchasing food or any other items in the city of Battle Creek or any other location in Michigan. So congratulations, your government's part of that gouging process. Thank you.
Do we have any other public comments at this time? Any other public comments? Seeing none, any commission comments? Commissioner Carla Reynolds, excuse me. Sorry.
That's okay, Mayor. Thank you. I just want to recognize Tim Elliott in the audience. They had a magnificent opera, Tangled Roots, that was sponsored by the W.K. Kellogg Foundation, and Tim was part of the cast along with some other local members, Carmen Bell and Dr. Ellie Johnson. It was a fabulous performance, and you made us proud. Thank you so much, Tim.
Are there any other comments from the commission? See none, we'll adjourn our meeting. Thank you for being here tonight. Nice, Carla.
It's one of the other things about the estimates, chief.